Welcome to the Be Progressive Show. I am Brandon Neal. Tonight we've got a hodgepodge of things here we're going to talk about. First off, Fox News just finished a live video about 5 minutes ago here with Kelly Loeffler. And I haven't watched this yet, so I thought we could watch this and we'll see how many times that she says radical liberal.
Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler is facing a big runoff in Georgia next month. If she retains her seat, she would give Republicans the majority in the Senate and offer a check on a Biden-Harris administration for numerous policies. She joins me now. Senator Loeffler, good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. So one of the issues with the upcoming election is how the vote will be carried out. And the RNC today filed a lawsuit on a number of fronts with regard to these voting boxes and having proper surveillance on them. And also the issue that I think was so pervasive in so many people's hearts and minds, having people be able to in there and watch the vote from both parties. Can you give us an update on what is changing for this next election?
Well, absolutely, Martha. Thank you for having me on. This is a really important topic because of what's at stake on January 5th. And look, Georgians need to know that they can trust the voting process. And we're making sure.
I don't trust that woman's a human. Look at that. That is an alien.
Sure that every legal vote is counted and that no illegal votes are counted. We're building a very robust organization to make sure that leading up to January 5th, we're doing everything we can, whether it's at polling or during the process, to make sure that we're rooting out any issues, because we know we had issues, not just November 3rd, but we had issues in our primary back in June. So we now have 250 investigations open here in our state. We need to get to the bottom of those before January 5th, because Chuck Schumer has promised to take Georgia and then change America. And we have to hold the line right here in Georgia, and Georgians have to trust the process.
But the structure that Stacey Abrams had put in play, which expanded the eligibility of a lot of votes, put the voting boxes in a lot of places, not so much surveillance on some of those places. Now this RNC lawsuit, give people...
So, do we have people watching when Republicans put ballot boxes in their neighborhoods? I love that how she's just like, they put ballot boxes in these neighborhoods, and no one secured them, no one watched them. I mean, Jesus, they're Democrats, they're all criminals, right? Please.
What assurance do you have that any of that can be reversed in such a short time frame? People are already voting in Georgia.
Absolutely, and Georgians are frustrated. I'm frustrated. The president's frustrated.
Yeah.
We need to get to the bottom of these investigations. We're looking at what we can do around those ballot boxes. We're working to train poll workers. We're going to be there to validate, to verify signatures. We are making sure that we have a very robust organization because of what's at stake on January 5th. It's the direction of the country, really. If you think about what the Democrats would do, they'll raise taxes, they'll keep us locked down, they'll implement the Green New Deal, they'll have government takeover of health care. Yeah. And my candidate in my...
Sounds awesome.
race, his organization, his voting organization, which was founded by Stacey Abrams, is under investigation for voter fraud, trying to register voters from New York.
They absolutely are. And we've talked about that quite a bit here, because I think what people need to understand about all this is that so much of this groundwork was laid before any of these elections started. And they have vastly changed the way that people vote all across the country. And then you layer COVID on top of that, and you've got just an entirely new way of voting in the country. And we need to determine whether or not it's right. This is from Mark Elias, who is the DNC attorney who was at the head of about 75 cases across the country that helped to change these rules. And he says this: the Republican war on voting continues. The RNC just filed a lawsuit in Georgia attacking drop boxes and trying to increase poll watching for the January 5th Senate runoff. We will intervene to defend the right to vote from GOP suppression. What do you say to Mark Elias?
Well, I say that my opponent, Raphael Warnock, has partnered with Stacey Abrams in advancing these voter suppression conspiracies.
Socialism.
Look, we've had record turnout in elections here in Georgia, year in, year out. What I'm focused on is making sure Georgians understand what's at stake on January 5th. And that's why President Trump came to Georgia Saturday night to Valdosta to make sure that Georgians know that they have to get out and vote.
I wonder if he grabbed her by the
day. So we've got to make sure that people know if we vote, we will win. If we don't vote, not only will we lose, we can lose the country. That's how serious this is.
And that could happen even with a small sliver of voters who listen to Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood and say, you know what, we're so frustrated with what happened in the presidential election, we're going to stay home. How concerned are you about that, given how close this is likely to be?
Well, it is going to be close, Martha. That's why we need to make sure that we're doing what we can to build voter confidence. We're doing that through our campaigns. We have a vast organization, 1,000 employees, 40,000 volunteers. We are getting out the word about voting, and then we're going to turn out the vote and make sure people get to the polls, because that's how we address this challenge. It's not by staying home. That's what the Democrats want us to do. They want us to be frustrated. They're trying to frustrate us. We're not going to let that happen. And from what I see on the ground, people are energized. I've been going around this.
Okay, so what's happening here is Donald Trump claims in Georgia that there was massive voter fraud. His lawyers claim that the Dominion company that created, maintains, handles the voting equipment is all in a big Democratic cabal or some conspiracy, and that they are not to be trusted, that they can, on a dime, change votes whenever they want. And then you have Trump do a rally for these two and is telling everybody to vote, and then she's like, no, it's cool, you can trust it. What? It's the same system. It's the same voting machines. I don't so you either got cheated, either Trump got cheated and the voting machines are rigged, or they're not. And you just, I mean, it's like one or the other. You can't say that they're both. You can't tell your constituents to go vote for you on rigged equipment. But the night before that, you were saying the shit's rigged because Trump lost. So, like, man, this baby bullshit that these Republicans cannot just get over the fact that Trump has lost is just hilarious. And it is ruining this party. It's awesome. So keep it up, morons. And I swear this woman's an alien.
State. Vice President Pence was here Friday. President Trump was here Saturday. My debate on Sunday showed the stark contrast between what's at stake, not just for our state, but for the country.
So your opponent, Raphael Warnock, doubled down on some of what he said on Sunday night. Watch this.
You have my commitment that we must demilitarize the police.
Agreed.
And we need to deal with the privatization of prisons.
Agreed.
And so it is something that I will be focused on. A lot of this is driven by the war on drugs, which has too often been a war on black and brown.
Your reaction to his comments today?
He said nothing controversial there.
You know, you saw it firsthand. My opponent is the most radically liberal candidate we've seen in this country for Senate. He's called police officers gangsters, thugs, and bullies.
Man, you phony ass bitch. You know he ain't radical. You know he barely even fucking center left. Come on now. He's better than Ossoff, but he's no radical.
When I gave him a chance to apologize, he refused to do it. He said we need to open up the prisons. He said we need to eliminate cash bail.
I'm
focused on making our communities safer, more secure, so that families can live the American dream that I've been blessed to live. We need to make sure that we understand exactly who he is in his own words. He said that you can't serve God and the military. He's falsely used the Bible to attack our men and women.
Well, you've been falsely using that piece of literature for a long, long time to oppress and hurt people in this country. So pardon me if I don't give two shits what your Bible says. So this whole situation with MAGA trying to stop these people from voting and all this that's caused it. You could tell that these people are so, Loeffler and Purdue, and they're so uptight, so pissed off about that. Well, you can't claim that's what happens when you let your leaders, fucking like Donald Trump, lose and claim that he has been cheated and that this is all just a fraud and everything's rigged. Then this is the kind of shit that happens when it's 100% not true. What is he, like 1 in 50 now with his lawsuits? It's just insane. Oh, this here, I don't even know what this is about, but Louie Gohmert lost a tooth. Let's see if this is...
Loves America, and he loves those who defend and protect it. The bill we're talking about taking up, does not do that. As a person who has been privileged and proud to spend over 3.5 decades in uniform, I stand with these folks behind me, these patriots. I stand with the president and saying,
"Best bill. Thank you for being." So there is no reason
his tooth
for us
has already
to
fallen out. It's
stay
in his mouth at this point.
In a few years, Amazon may no longer be the biggest.
Let me go to my Twitter feed. I've got a... There it is. There it goes. So I think that there's this like secret zombie curse on the Republican Party. And if Donald Trump loses the election, they all turn into zombies. He's got Mitch McConnell in his zombie hand. You got Louie Gohmert leaking brain, or not Louie Gohmert, but Rudy Giuliani leaking brain juice. You got Louie Gohmert losing teeth. It has begun, folks. They're turning into zombies. So that was funny. Yeah, this is so fucking true here. Fuck your feelings. You lost. Get over it. Drinking your liberal tears. 4 more years, bitches. Look, guys, this is not the time. This is the time for unity, not finger pointing. Fucking maggots. Yeah, you're not getting any unity out of us. So it looks like old Laura Trump is going to try and run in 2022 in North Carolina. It shows that she's up. What is her poll numbers? Yeah. 24% to 23%. Yeah, not bad. Hopefully all these Trumps will just lose their elections and quietly scutter off down into their alleys somewhere. Just awful, awful people. Let's go check out here real quick and look at the Republican loser list. See what we got on the Republican loser tweets. Oh, I hate it when freaking... Alright, there we go. Let's see, the White House. Bragging about COVID vaccine they had nothing to do with. Chances of Biden winning Pennsylvania. Yep. This is Kayleigh McEnany. Chances of Biden winning Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin independently after real Donald Trump's early lead is less than 1 in quadrillion. You're just fucking making up numbers. Quadrillion. You dumb hoe. You just fucking make up numbers. Worth noting, oh yeah, it's full China now. So everything's China, Biden, China. What's Candace dumb shit have to say? Despite losing to Trump in 2016, Ted Cruz set aside his ego in favor of constitutionality and morality. He defended the president and the Senate vehemently for 4 years and is now stepping up to defend election integrity. God bless patriotism, Ted Cruz in Texas. No, Ted Cruz, Candace, is what's called a cuck. And he is a bitch, is another word for it. And Trump called his wife ugly, called his dad a murderer. And little Teddy Cruz there just bowed his head, phone bank for Trump anyway in 2016. What a little cuck. And Dinesh D'Souza. Whew. What's this dumbass have to say today? Trump's share of minority votes shows that he transformed the GOP into the party of e pluribus unum. No, actually he didn't. His minuscule minority vote is not transformative to the GOP. Sorry. Oh, here we go. We need the Supreme Court to step in. Well, the Supreme Court is put a stop to the Pennsylvania nonsense down there, even though they're still hanging on to it. But at what point will we quit? At what point do they say, you know what, this is costing too much time and money, and we're already look like gigantic clowns, and none of us are going to have a career after this. So, when's that going to be? Like, just amazing to me. Got a lot of work to do in your party, Republicans.